Hey guys, welcome in. I am back off a little summer break, a little summer vacation with my friends and family. I've been spending some good quality time with them, but I am back with a much requested tutorial for you guys today, and one that I'm going to break down a little bit more. It is on eyes today. So a lot of people have been requesting and asking how to do eyes, how to get a little bit more detail on them. So that's what I'm going to break down today, and I was going to do it in one of those time-lapse, really fast ones, but I've also been getting some requests on to break those down a little bit more. But just a little tip for you guys on those time lapses, if you guys still want to draw from those, you can still do it pretty easily. Just hit the pause button after you've drawn maybe for a little bit, take a look at what I got, then play it a little bit, and then pause it, draw a little bit more, and kind of follow along that way with kind of pause and play, since you do have a pause button if you're watching it on your phone or on a tablet or something like that, or even on the computer for that matter. But that's a little tip for you guys on those. That's how I was going to do this, but I've been getting a few more requests to break it down a little bit further, so that's what I'm going to do with the eyes today. So we're going to get right into it. Before that, I have three things that I want you guys to do even before you try doing a set of eyes on your own. Either as simple as getting a mirror and actually looking at yourself, get it nice up and close so you can see some of those shapes from an actual eye in front of you. Also, it's always a good thing if you have your phone or whatever you're watching this video on to either use the camera option, and you can kind of do the same thing if you don't have a mirror kind of handy for you. You can always just do the selfie mode. You guys are always good at taking selfies and looking at yourself so much anyways. You could just use that as a kind of selfie mode picture of yourself, whether it's live or taking kind of a screenshot, which I kind of did of myself and my daughter. I took a little snapshot and then kind of I zoomed it in a little bit even closer. You could do just kind of break down some of those different shapes, and I black and white them. I did one of me and one of my daughter, which looks a little scary, but it's kind of cool because it definitely breaks down some of those shapes and you can get really kind of close to it. So you could do that. And the third thing, so that would be two. The third thing is actually getting some images off the computer. I always like getting images off the computer. One thing that you could do is just go to Google and type in images, and you could get so many different ones. So hopefully you guys can see this. I don't know if it's throwing a glare on there or not, but hopefully you can see. Obviously you guys know how to use Google, probably better than me sometimes, but there's tons of images on there that will help you with eyes. So let's get right into it. For the eyes, you want to start off with basic shape, even that I tell my little kids. We usually think of a football, since it's about football season now. You try to think of that football kind of arch symbol. So I actually drew it really light in pencil, just because I knew you guys wouldn't be able to see it, but that's actually how you want to start. That I always try to tell kids, do it light, so really nobody can see it around you. That's how light you're doing. Remember to hold your hand a little bit back. Do it nice and easy, and then start to get a little bit darker. So like I said, you probably can't see it unless you go really up close to it. Then you'll start to see it a little bit more, but I'm actually going to throw it in marker just so you guys can see it a little bit better, and because I've had lots and lots of practice doing this. So like I said, that first shape that you want to do is kind of like a football, so it has that nice arch on the top, and then on the bottom as well. If you're getting a little bit more detail, I actually have this part go off a little bit further. That top one does arch up a little bit more, and top one kind of goes out a little bit further as your kind of eyelashes kind of go a little bit further on the top. Bottom one is still that kind of straight, not straight, but kind of a regular arch, kind of more flat going on the bottom. This one does tend to arch up a little bit more, but if they're perfectly, kind of even like a football shape, that's fine too, just for beginners. And then the most important thing that I talk about in your eyes is that the eyeball itself takes up a lot of your eye. And keep in mind that it is a ball. I always have my kids kind of close their eyes and kind of feel it is a ball in there. So it has that circular kind of motion and form to it. And when you do that circle, again, start off lightly. I know I'm using a marker, but that circle should take up a really strong portion of your eye. You really shouldn't have too much left over here for the edges. Now we just kind of connected them. they do have a point on each side. This little side here, I always tell my kids, it's almost like where you get your eye crusties in the morning. You can almost feel like a little bump, or I even say like a little BB. You can kind of feel it in there. That part, I always kind of curve, almost like a C, or kind of like, not like this C, but kind of like a stretched out C on there. So it almost has like a little curve as it comes down from here. And then it goes into that, where that kind of connects up there. So that's kind of your overall shape for the eyes. And as we talk about for everything, getting those shapes is most important. So these are the two basic shapes, that outside and then the eye, actually color of the eye first. And then I do the pupil in the middle. Perfect my circle a little bit more. That circle in the middle. Some people add, another one in there. If you look really closely at your eyes, you'll see a bunch of kind of rings and circles, and you can get the more detailed, the better, I always tell kids. So that's kind of 1, 2, 3. There's kind of a 4-step process to this. So you got the outside, you got that big circle, you got the pupil, and then I always tell kids for that line, kind of just going parallel to that is basically where your eyelid closes, and then when it opens, you kind of see that outline over the top. So I always do that as kind of an outline over there. I don't add eyelashes right away. Again, I'm just trying to get these 4 basic things right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. As I start getting more details, yes, I'll even start to add that little kind of ball that we kind of said there. Almost has like a little crease right around there. That'll help you get some detail and make it look a little bit more realistic. Obviously your eyelashes then you can end or add onto there to kind of get it towards the end. And then more and more details, more shading, more value, more texture that you can bring to it, the more realistic. All right, guys, hopefully you guys liked those examples as much as I did. Get it? I did. So thank you again for viewing these videos and all my other videos. If you haven't seen my other videos before, make sure to click on the links below. That'll get you to my page, and to make sure you subscribe. That's the easiest way to get all my videos that come out. They'll get an email right to you, letting you know when the newest videos are coming up. And don't forget to comment below on maybe what type of eyes that you like doing. If you do a little more scary, or more little realistic, or just kind of cartoonish, and which other facial features maybe are the most difficult. A lot of people struggle with eyes. That's why I started out with this one, but I'll probably do some for other ones too. Thanks again for viewing, guys, and we'll talk to you later.